The 2013-2014 season has just been announced for Shea's Performing Arts Center, and from fantasy to drama to childhood wonder, it is a season that continues to bring the excitement of Broadway right to our own city. And we're joined by Anthony Conti, the president of Shea's Performing Arts Center, to get a little bit more information on some of the shows that we're going to see. So thank you for joining us.
You're certainly welcome.
Now, there are a lot of shows that I want to discuss with you, and the first one we're starting with is Ghost the Musical. So a lot of people are familiar with the film version of this. Right. So give us a rundown. What can we expect with Ghost?
Well, you can expect certainly a love story, as you might guess. You can see some great special effects. You see a ghost walk through a wall. So you know that's all part of the show. And of course, the medium played in the movie by Whoopi Goldberg is always the comic relief in the love story. So it's a great show. It's very enjoyable.
And you know, the next show that we're moving on to is Warhorse. Now, I'm incredibly excited about Warhorse because it is a play.
It is a play. That's correct.
And when was we were discussing? It's been quite a long time since a play was part of the sort of Broadway main stage performance.
Yes, we brought a play to Buffalo back in the late 90s. It was Defending the Caveman. But we've had many times when we survey audiences, they ask us for a play every once in a while. And I've been looking for something that I thought would work on our stage. Our stage is very, very large compared to generally dramatic theaters. So we have to be kind of careful what we put on our stage. This play with puppets the size of real horses is absolutely amazing. When I saw the play at Lincoln Center, the first thing I said to my wife when we finished is, I have to bring this to Buffalo.
So, you know, tell us a little bit about the story. Now, the puppets are sort of the main draw, huge, lifelike puppets, but what does the story sort of go through?
Well, the puppet Joey, who is the puppet we had on stage last week, is the star of the show. He is by far the star of the show. The story takes place during World War I. It's based on an English children's novel, and it's really a story about the love between a boy and his horse. He's given this horse when he's very, very young, when the horse is young and he's young. They grow up together, and then World War I breaks out, and most of us didn't know how many horses they used in World War I. You will find out when you come to the play. They tell you this. It's pretty amazing. And how many of them died, which is even more amazing. But they were conscripting horses for the war, and his father sold the horse out from under him. And the whole story is about how he reconnects with the horse. It's really pretty amazing.
And for the people that sat in the audience when Lion King was here and loved the puppets, this is going to be a great show for them to check out.
Yes, it absolutely will.
And then, you know, rounding out towards Christmas time, we had White Christmas this season. Right. We're going to have How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the musical, next season. Yep. You know, how does this does it follow the same plot?
Yeah, it's essentially the storybook on stage. Very, very well done show. Received absolutely great reviews when it was in New York. Saw it a couple of years ago there and really liked the show. I thought it was very, very well done. And I'm sure people will love the show.
And, you know, it's a classic holiday story, so, you know, it has
great
that draw
one. Bring all
there.
the kids and enjoy it.
And, you know, there's a lot of shows that have been translated from one form to another form, and, you know, that's happening with the Gershwin's Porgy and Bess. Right. Originally an opera, this is kind of the first time we're going to be able to see it as a musical.
As a musical, yeah. A little bit lighter than the opera, which is always nice. But, the traditional story, very, very powerful. The cast is very powerful in the show. And it's just an absolutely outstanding experience in the theater.
And, you know, for someone that does like that sort of classic feel, this is definitely the show for them to catch.
It's classic, there's no question. Yep.
And then coming again from film to the stage, we have Once the Musical, kind of a more singer-songwriter feel to the musicals.
Far better than the film. Okay. This show surprised me. I went to see it with no great expectations and absolutely fell in love with it. It takes place in an Irish pub. The actors on stage are the musicians. Love story between a young man, a musician who feels he's kind of washed up, and a young lady who is Czech and also a musician. He's an Irish street musician. They fall in love. Probably from a musical perspective, the most interesting part of this show is the juxtaposition between the Irish music, very traditional, and the Czech music. And when they play it together, it's pretty amazing the sound that they get.
And, you know, for the people out there that are wondering if this is the show for them, you know, there's a lot of music out there from Once the movie that can get, you know, a feel for it. Now, we're ending with a powerhouse of a show. We have Evita.
Yes, we had an opportunity to bring Evita back. It was on Broadway last season with Ricky Martin. This is the Broadway production that will be coming. We're really looking forward to it, and our audience reacted very, very positive. They really are anxious to see Evita again.
And we also have a couple special appearances, and one of them is going to be Wicked. So there's a lot of great information on shays.org. Yep. Anthony, thank you so much for coming in today.
Sure.
And right now we're going to head over to Diana, who is back in the kitchen.